Welcome back. I'm JJ, and I'm so excited to have this new onboarding experience live for your Softr applications. This is a professional way to onboard your users without adding more fields at sign up to add friction to that sign up process. Now we have just name, email, and sign up, maybe more in the future, but then we'll go to the onboarding page where we can collect more information. Now, the onboarding page can be used in 3 different ways. The first way, we can use it to complete a user profile. Now, this will allow us to say, all right, you just signed up. Now let's collect your location, your profile image, all that kind of stuff. The second one is we could use it to add a new record. Let's say we want to allow the user to sign up and then create a company that is associated with that user. Now with the new onboarding page, we have the ability to do that. And third, we can display information on this onboarding page. Say we want to add some static blocks or some static text, showing the user what they could expect by signing up to our application. This is a good way to do that. So the onboarding experience is very versatile, and you can build it for whatever is the best way for your app and your users to get started. Let me show you how to get up and running. First and foremost, the onboarding page is through utility pages. All right. You can see that right now I have 2 different pages. So I have the onboarding flow, which is my basic onboarding flow, where I'm asking users to add the city, the location after they sign up. So I can grab the location. Now, the other one is creating a new company. Let's say I also want them to create a new company in a different world, not the same app, but in different use cases. We can allow them to create a new company. And we're using the add new record there too. Okay. Now, if I go into users, I go into authentication, I can access my onboarding flows here. You can also access just page rules generally, just by getting out of here, interface, pages, and page rules here, and you can control your onboarding flows in the same way. All right. So right now we have 2 different user groups. We have location is missing. So on the user table, that user that we just signed up, their location is missing. So I could say that on their first login session, I want them to go to the onboarding flow to fill out their information. All right. Now this works in hindsight too. For example, the user's already signed up to your application. The next time they go to log in, they will be automatically redirected back to the onboarding flow to fill out this information that you need to complete that user experience. Now, the other option here is the customers user group, where this is a manual user group that I created. But in this case, anyone that belongs to this user group will go to the onboarding page for creating a new company, right? And then finally, when signing up for the first time, we could choose where they want to go as well. We could see that we have multiple flows here and we have the ability to create even more. In this case, I'm choosing onboarding flow. So we have the ability here to see these pages. If I want to create more flows, I could just go in and duplicate that page and create that flow. Otherwise, once you're in the flow, I will go with our normal flow here. You can see it's very similar to our conditional forms experience, right? We can see that we have the flow type here. And then once we have the flow type, we see that it is linked to a table. So in this case, it is linked to the user table because we're completing the user profile. But if we were going to add a new record, then we can go add new record, select the data source, or we could send it to an automation provider or webhook. And then from there, the database, and in this case, the company table, which is where we're going to be creating a new company at. All right. Then we go to our normal steps here. So we're asking for company name, company description, and something else we want to add here is a hidden field. And we would send in the related user here. So we could say the logged in users record ID. And then for this situation, we'll go back to our database and we'll go to companies. And then we'll say company owner will be a linked related record, company owner. And that will be for our users table there. All right. And so we'll pull in the company's owner's name, email as well. And then we'll just go back here. We'll refresh this real quick. And now have the ability to send this hidden field, which will allow us to assign the company that we create here to the user that is being created. So we go back here, hidden field, and it will be company owner right there. We're sending the record ID. We'll match it back. All right. So we have 2 different ways that we're using this in our examples, the onboarding flow and the new company. You can also add logic. So if you want to collect more information that is conditionally based, you can add logic here to add the information that you want. And then similar to conditional forms, you can choose where they go when they complete and the messages that they see. So in this case, we could say, show a thank you screen, a success message. We can send them to a page, a new page, a details page, and even open a new tab or different endings depending on how they answered this form. And before we get out of here, I got to show you one more thing. If we go into users and we go into our users table here, scroll all the way to the right, now we can see the onboarding and their status and if they've completed that experience or not. So it gives us a lot more ability to see the status of the onboarding and even mark this person as skips if you don't want them to have to go through that in a manual way. You could do that as well. So you're in full control here with the ability to see all your users, create your user groups, send them dynamically to the pages you want. Softr is giving you the flexibility and power you need to manage a professional onboarding experience for your application. So I'm going to go add this to all my applications. And if you have any questions, let us know in the comments below. Until then, talk to you later.